to the early days, could you kind of like walk us through what the initial kind of I would say growth was like for OfferUp, and then maybe some kind of important points along the way as you scaled?
Yeah. So, when I look back in terms of what the circumstances were that allowed us to grow quickly, a lot of it was timing. We were growing a horizontal marketplace in 2013 and 2014 when the meme from the investment community was that you can't grow horizontally in the face of Craigslist. Verticals were getting funded, and we weren't. We did find people to back us. Jackson Square Ventures was an initial Series A investor. And we used those early dollars to fund the product experience and testing on a marketing basis for user acquisition. So early on, even when I started, we had a CTO, a guy named Arjen van Beelen, who was maniacal about instrumenting the app and the experience to inform us as the managers of the business what customers were actually doing and experiencing on the app. Because as you know, early users, you need to get them in and they need to have a satisfying experience for a marketplace, particularly a two-sided marketplace. That means they have to either A, find something to buy, or if you're a seller, sell something successfully. So basically the playbook early on was to find users in cities that were highly likely to be a buyer or a seller, and then figure out how many of them you needed at any given point in time to get some level of critical mass where that successive new users could come on and have a satisfying experience, so that you wouldn't get the kind of the crickets, if you will, that happens when a marketplace is too small and there's not enough activity. So really what we were lucky because nobody else was doing what we were doing, and we were also lucky that Facebook had launched mobile advertising as an option. I had been leveraging Facebook as an advertising platform since they started. It was called the Facebook Canvas when it was just desktop in like 2007. But back then, it was not like it is today, where everybody on the planet is using it to grow. Nobody was targeting locally on Facebook on mobile. So that was this greenfield for us. So we would go into a city, target the types of users that we would identify to be most likely to be buyers or sellers, and then dedicate a certain amount of dollars to see how we could quickly get the supply and demand spooled up in that city. And what we would see is more and more success for every successive new user after that. And then we got that initial, the classic smile curve of the cohorted retention, where people would come in, and as they would be on the marketplace longer, they would have more success driven by the network effects of more buyers and sellers. And we would just, rinse and repeat that approach in every city in the country. Some cities were more successful than the others for many different reasons. But we would iterate, learn, test and learn, and then every city we would apply what we had learned from the prior cities.